I guess I'm doing kind of like a series of books that I grew up loving, because this is another book that I found when I was young, and also another book with terrible design. I mean, like really terrible design. It's very early 2000s. It's like very MySpacey. But that was just an era in young adult fantasy book design where they all thought that everyone wanted kind of like super textured, super patterned clip art, chapter titles and stuff, whatever. This book was made in 2013, and I read it, I think, around the time it came out. This is like my third or fourth copy of it. I just keep getting it because I keep losing it. And I keep losing it because I bring it with me a lot of places. I move with it. I'm sure I'll find my other copy some other time, but this is... Let me just read some of the things to get started. Splintered is a delicious, mad, wonderful read. I can't recommend it highly enough. Fans of dark fantasy, as well as Carol's, Alice's, all her revisionings, especially Tim Burton's, will find a lot of love in this compelling and imaginative novel. Splintered is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. I feel like that should be obvious from that. Both of the quotes, because so the story follows a girl named Alyssa Gardner, and Alyssa's mother is named something similar. I don't think it's Allison. And then, her great-great-great-grandmother was Alice, the one who wandered into Neverland, and there's a family lore to do with that. It says, welcome to the real Wonderland. And there's a lot of reasons why I like this book, and a lot of reasons why I enjoyed it when I first read it. I don't remember how old, but she said, does it say on the title page? 16-year-old. Okay, a descendant of the inspiration for Alice's adventures in Wonderland, 16-year-old Alyssa Gardner fears she is mentally ill like her mother until she finds that Wonderland is real, and if she passes a series of tests to fix Alice's mistakes, she might save her family from their curse. Fiction, supernatural fiction, characters in literature, blessing and cursing, mental illness, mothers and daughters, Hargrave's Alice Pizant's Little fiction. That's the most specific tag I've ever seen on a book. Okay, I guess if you're filing it away, you can file it under Alice inspiration. I love the world building in this. I love both the real world that it's set in, and I love the underground world that it's set in. If you really like kind of cringy male leads with cool British accents who are definitely somewhat seductive, you might like this book. There's nothing, I mean, it's a young adult book. It's not super smutty, it's just romance. And it's not even romance because it's kind of like villainy romance, which I love. Pretty toxic. It's a lot about family dynamics, mental illness. I love the main character. Her clothing choices are amazing. Her outfits, as described in the book, are just phenomenal. I always wanted to try to create outfits that looked like hers because I was so inspired by what her outfits were like. I'll let you read the book, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's very much kind of like high school drama, high school relationships and issues, and then diving in hard to like the fantasy aspect. There are certain parts that just like stick in my head. She can talk to bugs and flowers. She hears voices in her head. But she's also like very smart, very caring, ride or die for her friends. She's a skater. And so one of the places that they go, especially in the beginning of the book, is a skate rink. It's an underground skate rink called Underground, and it's all black lit, and everyone wears like white shirts and paints their boards to be super like fluorescent so that it looks really cool under a black light. And that's another part of like the world design that I love, is just these created moments of like, it feels very real, like there would be a place like that where people would gather if they were a certain age group to hang out with people. And yeah, I don't know, everything feels very genuine. Alyssa Gardner hears the thoughts of plants and insects. She hides her delusions for now, but she knows her fate. She will end up like her mother in an institution. Madness had run in her family ever since her great-great-great-grandmother, Alice Little, told Lewis Carroll her strange dreams, inspiring his classic Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. But perhaps she's not mad, and perhaps Carroll's stories aren't as whimsical as they first seem. That's very much the theme. It's a lot of mental illness, but also, is it mental illness or is it a fantasy world that people don't know about? It's like very much feeling called to a different place by something kind of inexplicable, kind of relating to her mother, her dad really loving her and her mother, but also being very worried about her mother. It's a very complicated book with a lot of themes of kind of like family dynamics. And I really liked that because it's not just a children's book, it has more to it than that. And so I really feel like it can be appreciated by everyone. If you like any of the books that are like on booktok, like the most popular like fantasy romance books, I feel like I don't have to name them. You'll probably like this book. It's a very kind of like all-purpose, everyone might like it kind of fantasy book. I won't say it's like whitewashed, like it's very grimy and grungy at some points, but it's very relatable.